We're on Pesachim, Perek Chet, Mishnah Zayin, 7th Mishnah in the 8th chapter of Pesachim. Okay, the Mishnah continues an interesting machloket. Says Rabbi Yehuda, Ein shochetin et ha-Pesach al ha-Yachid. An individual cannot offer a Korban Pesach. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. Says Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yossi matir, and Rabbi Yossi says you're allowed to. Let's look what's the nature of the machloket. Okay, so it's interesting. The Bar Tanura says it's based on the pasuk Lo tichal lizboch et ha-Pesach kulomar b'Yachid. What in the world is going on? So let's look at the psukim in Dvarim, Perek, Tet, Zayin, and make it so you can see. Okay? Shamor et ha-chodesh ha'aviv v'asita Pesach la'Hashem. The Torah says Moshe Rabbeinu is going over the laws of the Korban Pesach. You should guard the month of the spring. Okay? Ki b'chodesh ha'aviv hotziacha Hashem mitzrayim laila. Because in the chodesh ha'aviv, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took you out, and you should offer a Pesach, etc., etc., no chametz, etc., etc. Now we get to this the pasuk, the following pasuk. Okay? Lo tuchal lizborach et ha-Pesach be'achad she'arecha asher Hashem Elokecha noten lach. You can't eat the Pesach, you can't offer the Pesach in one of your gates that Hashem gives you. Ki im el makom asher yivchar Hashem d'shaken shemo sham tizbach et ha-Pesach be'erev. Because the place where Hashem, Kadosh Baruch Hu, chooses, there you should offer the Korban Pesach. I.e. the pshat in the psukim is lo tuchal lizborach et ha-Pesach. You can't eat it in one of your gates. You can't offer the Korban Pesach in a private altar. Or in your local shul. Rather, the only place you can offer the Korban Pesach is Hamakom Asher Yivchar Hashem, the place that Hashem chooses, i.e. the Beit HaMikdash. Comes along Rabbi Yehuda and he says the following: how can you learn Ein Shochtin et HaPesach b'Yachid, an individual? Dichtiv Lo Tuchal Litzboach. What in the world does that mean? Let's read it like this: Lo Tuchal Litzboach et HaPesach be'Echad. He takes it totally out of context, and he learns out that the Torah, in using this language, teaches us that you're not allowed to offer the Pesach be'Echad, as an individual. I.e., let's read it. Lo tuchal litzboach et ha-Pesach be'echad klomar b'Yachid, as an individual. And Rabbi Yossi is matir. Why is Rabbi Yossi matir? Taktiv, 1 second, ish lefi achlo, because it says if you can eat the whole Korban Pesach, you can do it. So how does he learn the pasuk? Ba'achad doresh le'lezovech et pischo be'bamat Yachid. This is a pshat. He's not even a drasha. Meaning, Rabbi Yossi is the pshat, is the obvious. Rabbi Yehuda is really interesting that he learns it out of context. The Kahati actually says, the problem is because a person simply can't eat a whole animal. You have to eat the whole thing. And bringing notar, and we said that if you leave the animal over, then ba'eshti sarev, lo totiru, let's go back to our psukim, okay? Here it says, v'lo totiru mimenu ad boker. You're not allowed to do notar. What are the odds if you offer a Korban Pesach on your own that there's not going to be notar? It's impossible. Actually, I've seen some eating competitions that are really disgusting, but we don't want to eat like that. You should eat it ala soba. It shouldn't be eaten that way. So, therefore, Rabbi Yehuda finds a drasha that he can read in an interesting way in order to prohibit it. Rabbi Yossi matir. Why? Because Rabbi Yossi says the following. This is a continuation of Rabbi Yossi's words. Afilu chabura shel me'ah. Even a group of 100, she'ein yochim min lechol kezayit, and none of the people in the chabura can eat a kezayit, ein shochatin aleihem. Then you can't shech the Korban Pesach because they're not able to eat it. But one person who could eat the whole thing, I guess you could do it. This is what the Bar Tanura says. Rabbi Yossi ka'amar. This is Rabbi Yossi's comment. He's continuing. Kalomar, meaning, lo talya milta ela b'achila. It's dependent on eating. Yachid v'yachol le'echol kezayit. If an individual cannot eat a kezayit, shochatin alav. Then you can shach the Korban Pesach. It's going to be notar. His problem. Me'ah ve'en kol echad mehem yacholim le'echol kezayit. But if 100 people are in the group and none of them can eat, En shochatim aleihem. You can't eat it. Ba'alachak Rabbi Yossi. The alachas Rabbi Yossi probably because the drasha in Rabbi Yehuda is difficult, even though his logic makes sense. I imagine in the Korban Pesach and the Beit HaMikdash, if they said, okay, who's in your group? And he's like, it's just me. They probably would have said, really? That we have a bunch of aniyim, a bunch of poor people who need a Korban Pesach. You're in with them. Okay? They probably worked to convince him. Mishnah says, En osim chaburat nashim va'abadim uktanim. What's going on here? Okay, the Bar Tanura explains based on the Gemara what it means is nashim va'avadim b'chabura achad. It was not appropriate to do women and slaves together, mishum hergel avera, because they're not supposed to intermingle or would lead to sinfulness. V'lo ktanim va'avadim b'chabura achad. You also they were concerned about minors and slaves. Mishum pritzuta de mishkav zachor. It means the pritzut, the immorality of homosexuality. They were concerned, I guess. They didn't really think very strongly in the times of the Mishnah of avadim. And we've seen before, they didn't like leaving avadim alone without a shivcha because it would lead to all kinds of other problems. It tells us a little bit about the commentary about accepted social norms and behavior in the times of Chazal. We'll stop here and dedicate our Mishnah to my father, the learning of the Mishnah, to Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. You can email me if you have comments or questions. Have a great day.